it feels like Brian Burns and the Panthers are preparing to go their separate ways. And I kind of respect them because they seem to be doing it professionally. Right? It's the breakup that's not sloppy. We've all had buddies break up with their significant others, and what happens? She's crazy, right? That's the. Oh, what happened? Oh, she's crazy. Sometimes,
that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both sides. Then she's telling her friends he's crazy. It happens. And then sometimes it's like, oh, we just wanted different things. We changed. She got a new job, and it no harm. It just we grew apart. It's like, oh wow, that's really professional. All right, that's really adult of you.
Mm-hmm.
I still wish what's best for her. That's kind of what it feels like with Brian Burns and the Panthers right now. Right? Brian Burns came off the field, chucked his helmet after Nick Thurman, defensive tackle, jumped off sides on a 4th and 1 to give the Lions a first down. Which, by the way, I get. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. When they get up there and Jared Goff is doing the hot, and everyone's going, don't jump, don't jump off sides.
Watch the ball.
They yell earmuffs, which means don't even listen to what he's saying. Just watch the ball. Earmuffs. And then what happens? Some guy flinches and jumps into the neutral zone, and the offense dances like they just won the Super Bowl. They dance like it's Soul Train. Did you see it in I think it was the Falcons game?
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Ridder was in the shotgun, right? So he's in like his ready stance, arms up, ready to catch the ball, and he does the Omaha. He does the loud thing, right? Guys jump off sides. Guys are tumbling into the backfield. He goes full statue with it. Does not move. Locked in. As like a joke. So there's offensive linemen backing up into him. There's defensive linemen mad at each other. Offensive line clapping. Defense screaming at each other. He's just locked statue. Completely unmoving. That's what happens, right? The offense does it. It's not even just like a normal penalty. It's like they rub it in your face. So I completely get why Brian Burns was frustrated. It wasn't necessarily that he threw his helmet because he was mad. It wasn't necessarily that they jumped off sides because as frustrating as it is, even good teams, it happens occasionally, and Carolina's not. It was the conversations after. Burns talked to the media after the game, and he apologized for the sideline outburst.
I was frustrated. Passion came out. After I did that, I went to my defense, apologized, let them know I'm still with them, I'm still here. But it's a passionate game, and my passion came out. But it's not right for me to lash out because people make mistakes all the time. I didn't have a perfect game. Nobody had a perfect game by any means. So, I just got to keep my composure.
It's the stereotypical breakup talk. Did you mess this up? What did you do? My passion came out. I lashed out. My passion came out.
I just got a little emotional.
I got emotional. It's tough. I don't know. We're not vibing like we used to, and it got to me. After the game, Frank Reich talked about Brian Burns and that passion that came out.
I cannot say enough about Brian Burns. He stands for everything you want a football player to stand for, everything you want a leader to stand for. I mean, that guy he's the epitome of what you want as a winner. That guy's a winner. And that's where you feel bad for guys like that, that he's been here a long time. We've not been able to win. And everybody deserves better, but he deserves better, and he deserves better. And I believe that's why we're here, and I believe that it can work out where he can see that.
I'm holding you back, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, you deserve, spread your wings, go to the big city. Don't let me hold you back. It's like a Lifetime movie. Don't let me keep you here. You're like, he deserves better. Guess what he's getting you, Frank Reich, and you're saying he deserves better. It is a problem when you start talking about he deserves better. It turns into, I just want him to be happy.
It's not you, it's me.
Whether it's with me or somewhere else, I just want to see him smile. By the way, he does deserve better, but also he is part of what the better has to be. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
He's a part of the defense that isn't playing well enough for what he deserves. He played a part in not being a winner, right? He's a winner. Well, one sticks out to me where he broke through the line, had a TFL. The lines were going down there, going in on the goal line, maybe like the 6 or 7 yard line. He broke free, had a tackle for a loss, dead to rights. You have your best defensive player with your arms on the running back in the backfield. Didn't make the play. Brian Burns deserves better than that play by Brian Burns. Brian Burns' teammates deserve better than that play by Brian Burns. And I'm not blaming everything on Brian Burns, but I'm saying he's a part of what's going on in Carolina. He wears the jersey, the 0, every single weekend. He's a part of it. And I'm not sure what Frank Reich thinks he's doing by saying he deserves better. He deserves better. We all deserve better. Did you see that catch? He was going, he deserves, we all deserves, but he deserves. Yeah, Brian Burns is a very good player. The leadership is there. I respect that he handled his holdout/hold-in during the preseason the way he did. But also you're seeing why guys don't handle their holdout or their hold-ins the way he did. Right? So many of the other guys are getting paid. We just saw Jonathan Taylor get paid. Brian Burns went out there and is just playing. And all he's getting is sad, sappy speeches from the head coach in post games after their 5th consecutive loss. And by the way, let me bring up a stat that'll really show you what he deserves or what he is being subjected to.
Hit me.
After yesterday's loss. This according to Kyle Bailey, WFNZ. The Panthers are now tied for the worst winning percentage in the NFL since 2019.
Say that one more time. One more time for the people in the back.
The Panthers are now tied for the worst winning percentage in the NFL since 2019.
Ugh.
That's the Brian Burns era, if you will, right? So he's been around for a tremendous amount of losing, and instead of this goes back. All right, I'm getting worked up, and do you know what's the most ironic part about this? I'm getting worked up that Frank Reich never gets worked up. This goes back to occasionally on the sideline, put a frown on. You know what I mean? Say that's not how it's going to get done. When someone throws an interception, when someone fumbles, when someone gives up a touchdown, when someone misses a tackle, be upset. I'm not saying embarrass them. You don't have to break your headset, but show some fire. Brian Burns has been here for the majority of his career. They've been the losingest franchise in the NFL, and instead of being mad or angry or furious to get better, he says, he deserves better. We all deserve better. Tell me what you deserve, and I'll just show you how hard you have to work for it. Somebody has to put their foot down and say enough is enough. After yesterday's loss, they are now tied for the worst winning percentage in the NFL since 2019. You can't laugh at anybody. You can't look down at anybody. You're the bottom. Brian Burns is a part of it. You can trade him and try to dig your way out of it that way, but it has to be everyone in the building is hair on fire trying to get better. You don't own your first round pick this upcoming year. There's no optimism that comes with losing. You have to be hair on fire, everything possible to fix it. Not hair on fire, everything possible, sad and downtrodden and melancholy, because, gosh, there are some good players that deserve to win.
Sense of urgency.
There's a lot of urgency that I don't see. A lot of talk about urgency that I don't see.
Tons of talk about urgency, but a lack of it.
There's a saying, talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words. I know which players are urgent. I know which ones aren't. And it's not the ones that are always talking about it in the postgame or the pregame. It's the ones you notice.